Hey guys, so today I'll be sharing you this delicious liboke and malangwa, which is Pangasius fish wrapped in banana leaves. So yummy. Please don't forget to like this video. If you do, comment, share with your friends and family to help me with the engagement. For this recipe, I'll be using ginger, garlic, chili, this is optional my dear, fresh tomato, onion, bell pepper. For the dry ingredients, I got all-purpose seasoning, salt and thyme. I got some malangwa here, spring onion, a very long one, banana leaves and foil. So for more information, please see the description box below. Measurements will follow up throughout this video. So I've washed the fish with lemon juice. I'll now season it with 2 tablespoons of all-purpose seasoning, half a teaspoon of dry thyme and some salt. I've got 6 pieces of fish, which is about 800 grams, so season it according to your taste. I'll now mix it all together so you can marinate well. Next, I'm going to blend some of the ingredients. I've got here a teeny bit of onion, blend it alongside with ginger, 1 clove of garlic, a bit of spring onion and fresh tomato. So blend the ingredients until the paste turns like this. Then add in the fish and mix it well honey. So the reason why I like to blend some of the ingredients is because I love the consistency that it creates. It's just so delicious and not bland, it's not watery. It's just amazing, guys, trust me. So after mixing it all together, I'm going to leave this to marinate for about 30 minutes. You can leave it overnight in the fridge. Do you know the longer you leave it, the more those ingredients hugs the fish. It will have full of flavor. Yes, don't we just love it? Okay, moving on. Remember, I used just a bit of onion and spring onion to blend, and here are the remainings. I chopped them with bell pepper. The chili, I'll just leave it as it is. So after 30 minutes, I'm going to add these chopped ingredients on the fish and some water, then mix it well. At this stage, you can taste it to see if you need to add some salt or something. As you can see, I'm not using any oil because this fish is a very oily fish. You literally don't need it for this. Now we need to wrap up the fish. So I've got a pot here. This will help to create the round shape. You can use a bowl or anything round. First, I'm using foil. This will help to support the banana leaves because the one that I got, I bought it frozen and it's not as strong. Okay, so I can't explain this part properly. I think you understand better watching what I'm doing than if I had to explain it. So let's watch. As you can see, I put the foil to cover each corners. This way the broth won't leak. I'll do the exact same thing with the banana leaves, which I cleaned before using. I'm now adding the fish in. Everything is starting to fall in place, isn't it? So add as much as I can in there, as well as the liquid. And also, if you're using chili, then add it also. After adding everything in, I'm now closing it. One mistake I made was not wrapping the banana leaves completely with the foil. So make sure you wrap it up, otherwise the banana leaves will just be flaky. So the wrap I created could only fit 4 pieces. So the rest is going into a container into the freezer because I will use it another day. I'm now adding some water in the oven tray with our liboke. This will help it cook properly and avoid it from getting dry. We don't want it to get dry, do we? No way. This is now going into a preheated oven for 1 hour at 220 degrees. After 1 hour, et voila, c'est prêt à manger. You see why I said wrap up the banana leaves completely with foil. I forgot to do so and didn't realize until late. Nevertheless, this tastes absolutely amazing. It smells great. I served it with boiled plantain. Oh my gosh, I love boiled plantain with fish. So yummy, so refreshing. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, comment, share with everyone, subscribe and press that notification bell so you can be up to date with my recipe. So I'll be using 1 onion, Scotch bonnet chili. If you're not a fan of spicy food, you don't have to use it. Bell pepper, ginger, spring onion, tomato puree, 2 cloves of garlic, and for the dry spices I'm using nutmeg, dry thyme, all-purpose seasoning, dehydrated chicken stock, and Maggie cube. I've also got here about 100 grams of chopped tin tomatoes, and obviously the start of the show, I've got here 800 grams of Malangwa, which is Pangasus steak. I've cleaned this already. I normally do it when I buy it and I had it in the freezer. It just makes things easier. I've also included on this video, I'll share with you the steps on how I clean it. And I almost forgotten, I'll also be using some vegetable oil. So for more information, please check out the description box below and I'll go through the measurements throughout the video. So first thing first, what we need to do is clean the fish. I'm starting off with running some tap water into the bowl. Then I'm going to open it up from the middle like this. My knife was quite big, so I had to grab a smaller one, then remove the guts from the fish, as you can see. Making sure we remove all of that so it can be clean. Once I do that, I'll run some tap water and continue removing the remaining. And when it's done, et voila, look how beautiful it looks, super clean. This is going to taste elengi. So, as you may know, this is a very oily fish. On the inside top layer, you will see some fat, which I'll suggest to remove it because it's not appetizing. I do this by scraping it off like this, as you can see, then repeat the same process with the rest. So once that's done, I'll rinse it with water, then squeeze in some lemon juice. And begin to gently massage the skin of the fish with the lemon. You may not have to do this, but I do this because it makes me feel better. And also it just tastes amazing with it because I just rinse it once after so they can keep that lemony flavor. So for the seasoning, I'm adding 1 tablespoon of dehydrated chicken stock, half a teaspoon of all-purpose seasoning, dry thyme and nutmeg. All I had left was half a teaspoon of all-purpose seasoning. Leave it aside because we're going to use it later. So what I'm doing here, I'm just mixing it all together so that it can marinate. The reason why I don't like to add the fresh garlic and ginger on this step is because the spices that I'm using already has it. I like to add it on a different step that you'll soon see. So yeah, I'm just gently rubbing it. Once it's done, I'll leave it aside to marinate while I get the rest of the ingredients ready. Obviously, the longer you leave it, the better it marinates. You can leave it overnight, you can leave it for a few hours, but for me I left it for about 30 minutes I suppose, because I was cooking it the same day. I didn't have time. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it aside, let it marinate. So while the fish is marinating, I'll go ahead and chop my onions, spring onions, bell pepper, ginger and garlic. With the bell pepper, as you can see, it's a bit like soft. The reason being is because it's been in the freezer so it can remain fresh. Now with the ginger, I like to chop it very small as I can. Then at the end, we've got here about half a teaspoon of ginger. With the garlic, same use, chopping it as small as I can. Then at the end, we've got here about half a tablespoon. And all the vegetables, as you can see, are very nicely chopped and ready to be cooked. Now this is my favorite part. When you make the sauce, you mix everything together, the aroma is just beautiful. Right here I've got my pot on medium to high heat. As I mentioned, pangasius is an oily fish, so do use your oil accordingly. As for me, I'm using 3 tablespoons of vegetable oil. Once the oil is ready, I will go ahead and start frying them onions. Then stir it until it starts getting soft. Then I'll add in half a tablespoon of tomato puree and give that a stir as well. Next, adding the spring onions. Soon after that, you can add in your garlic and ginger. Give it a quick stir, then add bell pepper and 100 grams of chopped in tomatoes. Soon after that, you can also add in about 100 milliliters of water. And also do not forget to add that all-purpose seasoning and the Maggie cube. You mix everything well together. On this stage, we want the sauce to be cooked properly before we add in the fish. So with that being said, I'm going to close that lid, leave it on medium heat for about 5 to 10 minutes. Do check on it every now and then to avoid the sauce from burning. So my sauce has been cooking for about 7 minutes. I'm now going to pour in the fish and mix it all together, let it all mingle. Then add 200 to 300 milliliters of water. This depends on how thick you like your sauce and how soupy, is that even a word? Yeah, so this depends on how soupy you like the gravy to be. So do that and just mix it all well together. On this stage, the fish can be very fragile, so I wouldn't recommend you leaving it on high heat or leaving it for too long because it can literally break apart. So now, I know you saw 1 chili at first, but I'm feeling a bit brave, so I'm going to add 2 in there, make it more spicy. Then close the lid, leave it on medium heat for about 15 minutes. But do check on it every now and then and give it a stir if it needs to. And after that, et voila, c'est prêt à manger. Guys, this smells so beautiful and it tastes absolutely amazing. You can serve this with rice, with plantain, with semolina. I previously served it with semolina. You can also have it aside with fondue, with spinach, with so many things that just goes so well. And guys, this is my favorite. I literally heart. I triple heart this with plantain. It's just a lengi moko. It's just like amazing. I love it. So thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you like to serve this with, and I hope this video was helpful. Please do not forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. Everyone, welcome to my channel. If you're a subscriber, thank you for watching. If you're new to my channel, thank you for coming. You are very welcome to Let's Cook with Elle. Today I'll be showing this delicious fish pepper soup, which is great for this cold weather. Also, if you have a cold like I do now, so excuse my voice. If you'd like to know how I made this, then please keep watching. So guys, for this recipe I got some Scotch bonnet. Please do not panic, this is optional and I'll show you later on how to use it just for the aroma and not the super spiciness. So I've got bay leaf here, garlic, ginger and cossack spices, curry powder. It just combines all the ingredients together. It's just amazing. And I'm using this pepper, I don't know what you call this, but I think it's in the same family as bell pepper. So it's not spicy, it's sweet. I've got some salt here. As you can see today, my salt is very visible. And I've got a very big spring onion. And I'll also be using a blender to mix all the vegetables together. And here I've got pangasus, which is also known as malangwa. You can use any fish of your choice, and this is such an oily fish. I already cleaned it already and ready to be cooked. So guys, that's it for the ingredients. For more information, please see the description box below. Measurements will follow up throughout this video. So let's get started. So I've washed the vegetables and peeled off the skin of the ginger and garlic. I'm now chopping them just a bit so that it's easy to blend. With the pepper, I removed the top part as well as the seeds inside. So everything has gone in the blender apart from the Scotch bonnet, bay leaf and the curry powder. I'm going to add a little bit of water just to make it easy for it to blend. So I basically blend it into a smooth, but not too smooth, just a thick paste like this, which is nice. Here what I'm going to do is add the blended vegetables into the pot. Then I'm going to add about a cup of water. And I'm going to add half of this cossack spices curry powder in 5 grams. So basically is 1 tablespoon of it. And I'm adding a bit of salt. Mix it together. Then turn on the heat on max. So I'm turning it on high heat and I'm going to leave this to cook for 10 minutes. While the vegetable is boiling, I'm going to season the fish a bit with about half a teaspoon of salt and the remaining curry powder, which is a tablespoon of it. Guys, I must say, this curry powder goes so well with this pepper soup, guys. You know I've been using it in so many dishes, but I must say, this one here, it has been my favorite so far. It just tastes absolutely delicious. And I'm not saying that because it's sponsored today's video. I'm saying it because it tastes absolutely beautiful with the pepper soup. So as you can see guys, I'm just mixing it all well together and leave it to marinate for about 10 minutes. What you can do is leave it to marinate overnight, but I don't have time, so I'm just leaving it for 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, I allowed the liquid to cool down a bit for a few minutes because it was super hot. Then as you can see, I added the fish. If you want the pepper soup to just have a little kick but not too spicy, here's the trick. What I would suggest is to not remove the peduncle, which is what I'm holding, not pull it off, and also do not cut the chili or squeeze it because you know what's gonna happen. There's gonna be some heat exit. So if there was only 1 chili, I can squeeze it or cut it, it won't really faze me. As much as I love spicy food, the fact that there's 4 chilies, nah. But if you still want it to have that kick, I'm going to show you in just a minute on how I serve it. I'll now add bay leaf and half a cup of water. Then leave this to cook on medium heat for 25 to 30 minutes, and make sure you check on it every now and then. Guys, it's really important to check your food every now and then, and also taste it just to see if there's anything missing, if you need to add some salt, if you need to add some water for the consistency that you like your soup to be. Et voila, it's done. You can serve this with fufu, with kwanga, any swallow of your choice. I served mine with boiled plantain. Guys, I absolutely adore pepper soup with boiled plantain. It is so delicious. You must try this recipe. It is so great, especially for this winter weather, or if you're coming up with a cold. It's just refreshing. So this is how I make it spicy. I individually serve it, then squeeze that Scotch bonnet to make it spicy just the way I like it. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to give it a like, comment, share with your friends and family, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll speak to you all on my next one. Ciao!